Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this first game in a series between Adobe Systems and West Monroe Partners. These two players are going to be playing in the AHGL, that's the After Hours Gaming League, which is a super awesome tournament that I'm sure you've heard about because you're watching this video. So, in this quarter, we're going to have the gentleman from West Monroe Partners. He is a consultant who enjoys playing Zerg because he likes the style, he likes the decision-making involved in it. Please give an imaginary round of applause, or a real round of applause if you're feeling up to it, for pGrun. pGrun. I'm going to go with pGrun. That capitalized G is leading me to think it's pGrun. And in the top right corner on Daybreak is the gentleman from Adobe. He is a C++ software engineer. Heart goes out to you. Same here. And he likes playing random at first, but once he played about 50 to 60 games, he just felt like Terran was his style, and he settled down on Terran. Please give it up for Elindrake. So these two players are going to be playing on Daybreak, which is an old Wings of Liberty map, but they are going to be playing in Heart of the Swarm. That's the new beta. That is really sweet. It's a lot of fun, got a lot of cool features, a lot of new units. And because of those new units, a lot of new strategies, but old Automaton 2000. Aw, yeah. So these players are going to start up. It is a very large map, which gives both players pretty much all the time in the world they want to do whatever sort of openings. Elindrake is going to be throwing down his barracks to begin that wall off. Completely normal. And it looks like pGrun is going to be going for the hatchery, and Elindrake electing to go for that freaking lag build, which is not necessarily so popular on the ladder, but we'll have to see how it works out. This Overlord is going to be getting over here pretty soon, scouting out, scouting what's going down, and seeing, you know, not too much. There's a barracks going down. There's no gas, so it does look like Elindrake's going to elect to do some sort of fast expand. Whether he throws down the command center at this expansion, or whether he wants to build it in his base and fly it out. And this Overlord actually not going to peek in, and now it is, of course. And just going to check out, there's no gas on this side. I'm not sure if he'll be able to see the gas on the other side, so he's not getting great information with the way this Overlord is going, but he is going to push it further into the base. He's seeing that orbital command going down, so that in itself is already pretty normal. Now he sees the no gas, and so he's got to think this expansion is coming down. And his spawning pool is up. In response, he does throw down an extractor. Going to be using that extra gas to get out some nice tech super early on. And we'll look at his production. Just a couple links going out, so it doesn't look like he wants to punish this expansion yet. Looks like he might be more concerned with this Overlord who's about to die to these two Marines doing their job. Gentlemen, I salute you. And this guy in the back ends up getting the kill. So that drone is going to be poking up and just confirming what his Overlord already found out, that there is an expand going down, and going to harass this SCV a little bit, but not going to be able to do too much because these Marines are here, and man, this guy's hogging all the kills. An Overlord and a drone already, so both the first and the second blood do go to our Zerg friend pGrun. So he's getting just that one gas. We'll have to see, once he gets 100, that's going to tell us how he's going to spend it, whether he wants to layer tech it up, whether he wants to get some speedlings, or whether he wants to get 104 gas, and there's going to be the speedlings, so he does want to do some sort of early pressure. A good bunker placement in the back here by Elindrake is going to prevent it from getting surrounded way out here, and it's going to block both the ramp leading up into his base and part of this mineral line. Not all of it, but you know, that's a bit much for one bunker to cover. So pGrun is doing a really good job of controlling these towers. He's going to have a lot of good vision. Not too much to see at about the 6-minute mark, but it's certainly something that you could get on top of and you know, not forget later on, so that you get this advanced notice of any sort of Marine all-in coming or anything like that. Reactor's going to be going down on the barracks and a factory coming up. Now, with the recent change, you can build Reapers out of this reactor factory, which you might think, as a Wings of Liberty player, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Reapers, they're so good. Why would you be able to build two of them at once? Well, that's because the bonus damage versus light has been taken away. And you know what? Doesn't matter. He's going to be switching that factory over and flying this barracks down, so it looks like he might want to do some sort of early Hellion play. Now, these lings are going to be moving up and trying to get some scouting information, but both of them are going to get taken out by Elindrake, who is paying attention and unloads his bunker at just the right time. Meanwhile, a Baling Nest is almost finished for pGrun. Is he going to be going for some sort of baneling bust? I'm not really sure there's much to bust down. These supply depots aren't going to go down and form a partial wall until he destroys the unbuildable plates and builds on top of it. This is going to be an incomplete wall off, but we will have to see what happens. Starting that creep spread, not sure why he's not electing to go for a third. It seems like he would be pretty safe at this point to just go ahead and push out and take a third. Terran is going to be teching up his first natural, so could be safe, could expand out, or he could be electing to go for some sort of early army, although I'm not seeing too many army units coming out. I am seeing Banshees coming out, 2 at a time, and those are very, very hidden from our friend pGrun. Couple Hellions moving out, so it looks like it's going to be one harass leading straight into another harass, which, you know, if one harass isn't effective enough, you know what's more effective? A second harass. So it looks like he's going to be forcing out a lot of Lings, but you know, the problem with Lings is they don't shoot up. So these 2 Banshees that are being built back at base are going to be able to sneak in here and probably get a couple Queens, probably get a couple drones. I don't see any Invis or Cloak going down, but that is of course always an option. See a couple Banelings. Are there Banelings? They're not Banelings. False alarm, gentlemen. False alarm. Just a couple Lings hanging out at the front, and a couple Spinecrawlers are going to protect this base against those Hellions. And a really good surround is going to catch 2 of them with their pants down, and a third goes down at the front, and this guy is running for his life. He got 1 kill, and he is getting out of there. So that harass, not terribly effective. As we can see, you know, only 2 workers killed total, and one of those was the scouting drone that came up in the front. The other one would have been this drone that was going to build the third, and this guy, of course, just goes and takes its place. And now a big Ling counterattack is coming in. Now, there are a lot of holes in this wall. I don't know why these Zerglings are attacking it. They're going to get the surround on 2 more of these Hellions, and all of these SCVs are being pulled to help repair. A really good lift of the supply depot does save him from having a super bad time, and these Hellions are going to be very protected by the SCVs repairing them. And it looks like they're going to have to run back, but oh no, Banelings coming in. And just a couple Lings pushing up because they wanted to die, but they are going to spot these Banshees here. So that's going to give them a little bit of an advance notice, but there are 4 Banshees moving out across the map, and now that cloaking technology is almost done. Here come the Banelings in. Oh, they want to kill that bunker, and they do kill that bunker and all the Marines inside, and now they're going after those SCVs. I don't think they're going to be able to get them. Oh, but one good explosion could kill the other one! And another good explosion does take out a good amount of SCVs, 8 down, and another round of Banelings are going in. pGrun just wants to hit this natural with everything he's got, but unfortunately, these Banshees have shown up and are taking down this third. Is he going to get the cancel off, or is he paying attention to his... He does get the cancel off. So these Banelings are starting to come back. Looks like he knows he can't do much more damage against this. This wall off almost complete. Got, you know, an opening here, but you're not going to really fit too much in there. And these Banshees are going to catch these Banelings out in the open and get a lot of free kills. Meanwhile, the Banshees are cloaked in here. They get a Queen kill, and they're going to be moving in. This Overseer is going to be done and help them, but it's flying straight out towards the Terran base, which means these cloaked Banshees are going to be able to do some damage. He immediately pulls that back, but there's only 1 Queen here against 4 Banshees. This is looking very bad for our friend. They've already killed one of the extractors, and now they're just going in for a ton of worker kills. These mutas are going to start attacking, but only 1 muta is going to be poking away at these Banshees. He does take 1 Banshee down with that bounce damage, doing a little bit of damage to these other 2, but they're going to fly out of there with no problem. So looking at the workers killed, it went way back in the favor of Elindrake. Those Banshees really catching him by surprise. And now it looks like our Terran friend is going to be going for a mech play. 2 factories down, both with Tech Labs, getting a Thor out of one and also a Thor out of the other. Looks like he's going in response to these mutas he saw. Very low numbers of mutas so far, but this could quickly ramp up if the Zerg player just accumulates a small pile of gas. But guys, take a look at this. I just noticed there's a large food advantage to our Terran friend. It looks like those Banshees just did a number on our Zerg friend. And now a lot of Lings streaming out. Taking a look at the unit count, there are only 30 drones out for pGrun on 2 bases, which means he's basically only mining 1 base. Compare that to the 57 SCVs of Elindrake that are all sitting on this mineral line. You know, it may not be the most efficient thing, but you gotta stick to what's good. Meanwhile, a small engagement happening over here. Lots of Lings getting killed by all of these Hellions. They don't even need the blue flame upgrade. And let's take a look back at that production tab. Some armor going down. It looks like he has one armor down already for his mech. A handful of SCVs are going to come out there. That'll clear the line from that main base. And it looks like this attack is actually going to be pretty sizable against pGrun's force. Again, with only 30 drones, 34 now, he hasn't had much to be able to get an economy going and get this army going. He's going to be throwing 2 more spine crawlers down and another creep tour moving out towards his base, but Elindrake is just going to move in towards the third, and it looks like he's going to either force a cancel or get the snipe on it once again. Now this is out of the vision of our Zerg friend, and now he knows, oh no, oh no, that's 300 minerals that I just threw down the drain. Couple Lings moving in, but they decide they cannot get a good surround against this, especially with all these SCVs. Although the SCVs might be going down, but they are repairing each other like bosses. And these Hellions are going to be moving in here to the base. Now, pGrun is doing a great job pulling his army back, letting the spine crawlers get some pokes. He's getting some banelings in. They're rolling back into the base, and now he's going to move in. They're going to get all of those SCVs, and the Butas are going to move in and clean up this attack, it looks like. There's just not enough Thors. The Banshees are doing a great job against the ground army, but of course they cannot look up and kill those Mutalisks, so he's going to be forced to fly away. Now this Thor getting repaired by the couple remaining SCVs, but the bounce damage from the Mutas is going to be able to finally take it down. And it looks like he's out for blood. He wants to chase these guys, or is he just going to go straight into the base and try and get some harassment down? A couple more Thors and a couple Hellions still out for Elindrake. They're going to be able to clean this up. If he gets a really good position with these Thors, he could also repair it. A couple Marines coming out, queuing up, nice number. Oh no, and this Thor gets caught out in the open, and it looks like he is derping. He's not going to be able to turn around and get any kills. So that's a free, however much Thors cost. Cost money, right? And now these Mutas come in, but not getting a good position. They do sort of magic box over these Thors, but the Thor's doing a lot of damage, taking them out. One more Thor coming in from the back. He's going to be able to clean this up pretty well. But he's going against that Overseer, and now it looks like he might start focusing these Mutas. A second Thor coming in from behind, and these Mutas are forced to run away. Third command center is going down for Elindrake. I think this might be a little bit delayed, but you know what? When you're ahead, you can afford to do lots of sort of crazy pressure. And he also sniped this third several times for pGrun, at least twice. Which means his own tech is delayed. And again, just looking at that drone count, we're still only at about 50 drones across now 3 bases. Now, of course, he just got this up, but still, that is not many drones when you compare it to the 65 SCVs of Elindrake. He's going to be able to saturate his third base very quickly. Now, the minerals at his main almost done, which means he's really going to be on 2 base economy for a while, but he could easily afford to just push out and take this 4th base, or maybe down here is an option. Really do whatever he wants to do. pGrun's going to be moving his Mutas out and around. He's just scouting for extra expansions, and that's really, really good. When you're behind, you need to know exactly what your opponent has. For instance, if Terran right now had 5 bases, pGrun would probably just be GGing out, because there's no way someone who just got 3 bases and who's been getting harassed this whole time can really come back in this game. And yet, he sees that he's only on the 2 bases so far. At least he's not seeing anything here, and it doesn't look like he yet knows this, but he doesn't see any buildings around there, so it's probably a good bet that there's nothing there, which means it's only a 2-base Terran. He's not that far behind. He can still come back. Of course, looking at the food advantage, it does seem that Elindrake has a very large advantage. He's taken the long way around to hit this third again. It looks like he's going to catch these Mutas out. And a couple Thors, that's a lot of Thors actually, going to get a couple Muta kills and force those Mutas away, and now it looks like this army is just going to walk straight into the third. This poor third, this poor queen, all she wants to do is sit at home with her babies as she just gets massacred. Lanes are streaming in, they're trying to get a good surround on these units, but it looks like there's just not too many. A couple Baneleys coming in and clearing out the SCVs, but there's just nothing left to surround these Thors. 16 more Lings coming in, but there's just not enough larvae and not enough minerals because these bases are so starved. Barely anything working at this main, tons at this natural, which is just not very efficient. And this army, once again, poking it at the same angle. He's been hitting right here, sniping the third, walking in right here, taking out these spine crawlers, which are now out of position to deal with these Thors. Mutas are moving in to try and take out the army, and again, no SCVs here to be able to repair for him, so these Thors are going to go down, but at what cost? You know, lots of Mutas still dying to these good splash attacks, and this third sniped once again, only an extractor left, and in the meantime, this third command center is ready to go whenever Elindrake gets the attention to be able to move it over. pGrun's got a couple Mutas here, but they can really easily be pushed out by these 4 Thors. And now it looks like he's going to be moving that out. He's trying to save a couple of these Banshees. 2 of them ran out of energy, and so it looks like at least one is going to go down. These Mutas are going to catch up, and it looks like they'll snipe the other one. These 2 Mutas harassing this command center very easily, but there goes the army to just clear out those Mutas really easily. And they might even snipe an Overseer if it stays there, and that Overseer is down. Now, lots of Lings, well, a handful of Lings coming in here. Looks like they're going to be trying to do something in just a small bit of Mutas, and they're going to fly in at a really bad angle. One of them is going to go down immediately. 2 more in the red, less than 20 health each. And these Lings are forced to run home. Well, these Mutas try and desperately put something together, but unfortunately, there's a good amount of Marines here. There's absolutely nothing in the main, so if he flies these Mutas into the main, he could do some damage, but, you know, at this point, there's only 6 SCVs. This tech on the infantry is really not where the power of this army is coming from. Already a lot of upgrades down for that mech army, and it looks like he did a split attack with the Lings, which got cleaned up pretty easily here, and he's going to be moving in, trying to get this tech lab. Unfortunately, one upgrade just finished. Looks like it was combat shields. No stim yet. Well, stim in 10 seconds. But those Mutas are pushed out. And now pGrun is forced to double expand off of this. He needs to do something to get back in this game. He knows he's behind in bases now that Elindrake has secured his third. He knows that his army has gotten defeated at every turn. It's strange, actually, that he's electing to continue going for this Ling Muta play, considering it's just not been very effective for him. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And right now it looks like it's a better idea for him to get an army and try and defend than it is to sort of tech path switch in the middle of this. Now, a couple turrets up here are going to be able to protect this base very easily from these Mutas. Although they are going to be flying in here, and it looks like they're going to get 1 turret down. Are they going to get a 2nd turret down? They are, and it looks like they're going to be able to do some harassment damage. But I don't think they're going to be able to kill these other 2 missile turrets, which means a lot of mule kills are going to be what they have to settle for. Meanwhile, at the other end of the base, these guys just cleaning up. Mutas trying to fly across the base, and it looks like they're going to be moving in. Has he spotted this other base? He is not. Get out of here, Raptor. And it looks like these SCVs are congregating around these turrets. In the meantime, this main army going to be going in here, and this poor third, for the 4th time, is going to be destroyed in a matter of seconds. These Mutas forced to pull back to try and save the base. All of these SCVs did survive, only lost 2 missile turrets. That third is down, and he's moving right back in here to this same spot. A handful of Lings and Banelings here, but it's not going to be enough. Although he does clean up that bio army, these 5 Thors in the back, and those Banshees are just going to do a great job, and there's just a handful of Marines, which are going to help with that extra DPS to take out those Lings, and of course the Mutas as well. And there's the GG from pGrun. So game 1 does go to our Adobe friend, Elindrake, the red matching his company. There's all that red colors in that theme for Adobe. So just great continuous pressure from Adobe. And unfortunately, just not enough droning and not enough expansions being held by pGrun. So game 1 goes to Adobe. Well, stick around. It looks like game 2 was actually a forfeit. The player from West Monroe Partners did not show up, and so that had to be a forfeit. So please join me for game 3, where the score will be 2-0 Adobe, and we'll have to see where this match goes from here. That's a big disadvantage to start out from, but of course West Monroe can always come back with very solid play. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this cast, and I will see you guys next time.